Maplewood, Ohio was the kind of town where nothing big ever happened, at least nothing people talked about out loud. A place where the lawns were neat, the teachers knew every student by name, and everyone waved at each other at stoplights even if they secretly couldn't stand one another. But that was before the scandal. Before the night the entire community realized they never really knew their children's favorite teacher or each other. This story starts with Ethan Miller, a 16-year-old junior at Maplewood High. Smart, sarcastic, and always a little too observant for his own good. He wasn't a troublemaker. In fact, if anything, he preferred to stay invisible. But that year, Ethan saw something he wasn't meant to see, and once he saw it, he couldn't unsee it. Her name was Ms. Avery Collins, 34. Beautiful in a warm, relatable way, not intimidating, not glamorous, but the kind of pretty that sneaks up on you. She taught English, but her real subject was connection. Every student adored her. She decorated her classroom with fairy lights. She wrote encouraging notes on essays, even the failing ones. And when she talked about books, she made them feel alive. Ethan liked her too. But he wasn't one of those kids who worshiped teachers. He just appreciated that she treated him like more than a test score. So when the first strange thing happened, Ethan didn't think much of it. It was a Tuesday when he stayed after school to finish a project. Ms. Collins was on the phone at her desk, her voice low but tense. Ethan wasn't snooping, but the classroom was small. He heard, "You can't keep showing up like this. Someone's going to notice." Her tone wasn't the chirpy teacher voice she used with students. It was personal, sharp, almost afraid. Then she glanced at him, and the conversation ended instantly. "Everything okay?" Ethan asked gently. Ms. Collins gave him a smile, tight, forced, completely unlike her usual warm expressions. "Of course, just adult things," she said. But Ethan knew something was off. He just didn't know how wrong things really were. The next piece of the puzzle appeared at the annual PTA meeting. Ethan didn't want to be there, no student ever did, but his mother insisted. She was one of those hyper-involved parents who believed attending every parent-teacher event somehow guaranteed a scholarship. The auditorium buzzed with chatter, parents trying to look perfect, teachers pretending everything was fine, the principal shuffling papers nervously. Then she walked in. Ms. Collins. She looked stunning in a simple navy dress, but that wasn't what caught Ethan's attention. It was the man who walked in 2 minutes later. Tall, sharp suit, confident, almost cocky stride. His name was Daniel Harris, father of a sophomore named Lily. He was well known in town, and not always for good reasons. Charming, wealthy, divorced, and rumored to be very friendly with multiple women. But here's what made Ethan's eyes widen. When Daniel saw Ms. Collins, they locked eyes for half a second. A look that wasn't friendly, a look that wasn't professional, a look that said, "We were together." She immediately looked away, cheeks flushed. He smirked. His daughter Lily noticed nothing. She was too busy scrolling through her phone. Ethan sat there thinking, wait, no, they wouldn't. Right? But deep down, he already. The truth hit Ethan by accident. A week later, he went to drop off a late assignment. The hallway was empty. Most teachers had already left for the day, except Ms. Collins. As he approached her classroom, he heard her voice. Not teaching, not talking to another teacher. Laughing. Low, soft, intimate laughter. Ethan stopped just outside the door. He didn't mean to eavesdrop, but what he heard froze him. Daniel's voice, inside the classroom. "Come on, Avery. Don't pretend you didn't miss me." "I didn't say that," she whispered back. A scrape of a chair. A soft gasp. The unmistakable sound of a kiss. Ethan stepped back, shocked. Ms. Collins, the beloved teacher, having an affair with a parent who had a daughter in the school, a parent who already had a bad reputation, a parent who definitely wasn't single. Lily's mother and Daniel were still technically married, just separated. Ugly separation. In a small town, everyone knew everything, but this was bigger than gossip. This was dangerous. Ethan felt guilt twist in his stomach. Ms. Collins had been nothing but kind to him. He didn't want to judge her, but he also knew an affair like this could destroy her career, her reputation, her life. He walked away quietly, not wanting to embarrass her. But the truth has a way of forcing itself into the open. The one person Ethan didn't want to know the truth was Lily. But fate didn't care. A month later, students buzzed with excitement over the homecoming dance. Lily and Ethan were lab partners, so they spent time together. She wasn't a bad person, just sheltered. That Friday, Lily spotted Daniel's SUV parked behind the school after hours. She frowned. "That's weird," she muttered. "My dad said he was in Columbus for a meeting." Ethan's stomach dropped. Before he could stop her, Lily walked toward the building. "Lily, wait." But she didn't. She peeked inside a side window, and her face collapsed. Ethan didn't even need to look. He knew what she saw. Her father, Ms. Collins. Too close, too intimate, too familiar. Lily stumbled backward, breathing fast, eyes glassy with betrayal. He's cheating on my mom?" she whispered. Ethan couldn't lie, but Lily wasn't done. She yanked out her phone. "Don't," Ethan said softly. "This will ruin everything." But Lily looked at him with a fire he'd never seen. It already ruined everything. The camera shutter clicked. Once, twice, 3 times. There was no going back. It took 48 hours for the photos to circulate. Lily didn't send them to her mother. She didn't send them to her father. She sent them to the school district. Within hours, the principal knew, the superintendent knew, parents knew, and then the entire town knew. Maplewood exploded. Some parents defended Ms. Collins. Some demanded she be fired. Some blamed Daniel. Some blamed the school. But the loudest voices were the angriest ones. "Shame! Unprofessional. She should never teach again." She took advantage of her position. Ms. Collins didn't show up to school the next day, or the day after that. Daniel, of course, denied everything, but photos don't lie. A week later, Ms. Collins resigned, and Maplewood High would never be the same. Here's the part the town didn't know. The part only Ethan learned later. Ms. Collins hadn't fallen in love with Daniel. She'd fallen into dependence. After losing her sister in an accident 2 years earlier, she'd spiraled into loneliness. Daniel saw the vulnerability. He stepped in, manipulated, controlled, built a secret world where she felt needed, and she didn't know how to escape until everything fell apart. 2 weeks after her resignation, Ethan received a letter, handwritten, from Ms. Collins. It said, "Ethan, you saw what I thought I could hide, and maybe it's good you did. I made mistakes I can't undo, but the truth coming out saved me from someone who wasn't good for me. Thank you for always seeing more than people say. Use that gift wisely. Ms. Collins." Ethan kept the letter in his drawer, a reminder that sometimes exposing the truth hurts, but it can also free someone. Ms. Collins moved out of Maplewood, started fresh in Michigan. She got a new job, this time teaching at a community college where parents weren't involved. Daniel, his wife, filed for divorce. His business suffered. His reputation collapsed. Lily? She went to therapy, grew stronger, and learned that her father's mistakes were not hers to carry. And Ethan? He wrote about the whole experience in a college essay, carefully removing the names and details. The admissions office called it one of the most insightful, emotionally aware essays we've ever received. He got accepted. Because he didn't just witness a scandal, he witnessed people breaking and healing and learning that the truth, no matter how painful, has power. This story was brought to you by Truth Before Midnight. If you enjoyed this deep emotional journey and want more real-life inspired cheating stories, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next midnight confession. Until next time, remember the truth always comes out,